In today's lesson, we are going to look at Microsoft Excel text functions, namely the left, right, mid, len, and find functions. The left function is used to retrieve a specific number of characters from the left side of a string. The right function is used to retrieve a specific number of characters from the right side of a string. The mid function is to retrieve a specific number of characters from within a string. It can be at the beginning, the middle, or the end. I'll show you later how that works. The len function is to count the amount of words within a string. And find, you find the place value of a specific character within a string. Now let's look at some examples. If we look at the first one, it's just your typical left function, which is equal left, then within brackets, your cell value that you want the left hand side of, and then the amount of characters that you want to retrieve. In other words, in this function, I retrieved the first 5 characters of my value in A3. Now, if we combine it with the find function, we don't have to specify a specific number of the length that we want. For example, what I did, I wanted to retrieve everything up until the dash. So it's equal left bracket your string that you want to find the left hand side of. Then instead of writing a constant there, you use find. So I wanted to find the place value of dash within my string in A7, which is at position 6. Then I wanted to subtract 1, because if I don't subtract the 1, it will give me an answer of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dash, and I want everything except for the dash. So if find will give me a value of 6 minus 1 will give me the value of 5. Now you can also combine it with your len function, your length function. So what I did is I wanted still the left hand side of my string in A11. I wanted to find the length of A11, which is, if you count it, it's going to give you 9 characters. Minus, again with the find function, which will give me 6. So 9 minus 6 will give us 3. We don't want just the first 3 characters, we want the first 5 characters. So in other words, you add plus 2, which will then give us 5 characters, which will then give me the answer of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we look at the right function, your typical right function is equal right, then your string value, followed by the amount of characters that you want afterwards from the right hand side. So I wanted the text in A3, and I wanted the first 3 from the right. In other words, ICD. Now if we combine it again with the find function, you can use equal right, then brackets, followed by your string. Now it must find the value of the dash, which is again at position 6. Minus 3, because I don't want 6 places, I want 3. So 6 minus 3 will give us 3, which will also give me the value of ICD. Then if we combine it with the len function, it basically works the same as the one that we previously did with the combined with the left function. So you use your right function. You want the right hand side of the string in A11. Then it must still find the length of A11 there, that string, which is still 9 characters. And it must subtract where the dash can be found. But remember, this time we are, So you want to find the dash value, which is still at position 6. So 9 minus 6 will give us 3. And yet again we find an answer of ICD. Then if we look at the mid function. The mid function finds a value within the string. For example, there equal mid. In brackets you've got A3, which is our string now there. I wanted to start at position 6. If you count position 6, that will be the first number 1 that you find. And I wanted to write that one. It must write the 3 characters from that number 1. In other words, the triple 1. And then when we look at to combine it with the find function, you can use equal mid again with your string. It must find your first dash, which is at position 5. But I don't want it to start at the dash. I want to start it just 1 next to it. So in other words, plus 1. And I want it to continue for 3 characters. So then it will give me an answer of 111. So for future use and exam purposes, you must try to combine these functions as most as you can, in any way that you possibly can, so that you are ready for any situation that might arise within the exam. Because you can combine your left and your right functions together as well as your mid function. All these functions can be combined. So you can even combine it with an if function within a nested if function for a higher order function. So I would highly advise you to especially look at these 5 functions and learn them by heart, how they work and what they are used for and how they are used. So this concludes today's lesson. If there's anything else, feel free to leave a comment and I will come back to you. Thank you very much.